First. I'm going to start recording now. We're recording. So to everybody that's watching us on the playback, I'm Jamie Weiss. I'm a senior executive with Jamberry, and I'm going to do the little presentation now on why direct sales. So let's go over to YouTube, make this sucker big. And this resource will be available to all of you. It's on YouTube. I put it on YouTube so that you can all use it if you want to. Yeah, so this will be a permanent thing that if you want to use this as a presentation to talk to people about why direct selling is a good idea, it's a resource that you'll have. And I've actually heard that Home Office is coming out with some stuff like this for slideshows as well, but it's very Jamberry specific. This one's going to have a little bit of really general information from GoPro, from the 4-year career, from how to build network marketing leaders. I've been reading a ton of books lately, a ton of blog posts. So there's a lot of information in here. Okay, so rule number 1, never close the door on an opportunity until you've had a chance to hear the offer. Okay, so what is the offer with direct sales? What is the offer that we're making? First of all, you got to look at some of the reasons why people don't necessarily love their current jobs. You know, in the column right there that says no, a bunch of no's, it's thing that people feel like they could live without, like maybe a boss, a commute, an alarm clock. Those are things that people don't necessarily love. Compromises is a big one. If you can't pick your kids up after school and you wish that you could, or you can't just go on vacation whenever you want to and you wish that you could. Those are a lot of the things that people wish were missing from their lives, that direct sales can offer them that. And then when you look at the column of things more people want, it's, you know, a great product, unlimited income, residual income, working with people you like, time freedom, personal growth, lots of perks, low risk, low startup costs, economy-proof tax benefits, and that, okay, that right there, I don't know if Amber's on yet, but Amber's like our financial wizard. The tax benefits alone are so worth it because you can write off just about everything. All you have to do is throw a party, and you can just like plan to go visit your parents or go visit your best friend or whatever. Just throw a party when you're there. You can write off the whole trip. So that's a pretty great thing. Go to our next one. So that's the reason why people like direct sales. Is it going on to my next slide yet? I might have said it too long. Oh, okay. But when a lot of people are looking at direct sales, number one, there's horror stories from a ton of people. Usually from people that are thinking of it not as a business, but as a getting lucky. Like they're just hoping to get lucky. Another objection you'll hear, though, is that it looks like a pyramid scheme. Well, this graphic here shows any business in the world, you know, Walmart, any Fortune 500 company, all of them have a pyramid structure because that's just the way that business works. Another objection I've heard from people is like, oh, you're just trying to make money off people. It's like, okay, well, your babysitter is just trying to make money off of you. Your dentist is just trying to make money off of you. Your insurance is just trying to make money off of you. A lot of the objections that people hear, they're really not coming from a place that has anything to do with direct sales. It's pretty much just any business at all. An actual pyramid scheme is illegal. It's completely against the law. It's a federal offense. You cannot do those. So direct sales is not a pyramid scheme for the simple fact right there that it's illegal. You would go to jail if you started a company that was a pyramid scheme. And pyramid schemes work in a way that the only person that makes money is the con artist, the person who would be in the CEO position. Whereas with direct selling, everybody from the top of the ladder to the bottom, they can make money off of their business. So that is an important thing to know because you will hear from people that they think it's a pyramid scheme. Okay, so this is from the Mastermind event. There are a lot of great conferences that are just about direct sales in general. They're not associated with any particular company. It's just about succeeding in direct sales because the truth is it matters just a little bit what company you pick. It does matter, but you can succeed in any business at all. It's going to take some time. Most people don't give it longer than a year. In fact, at least in my experience, I don't think most people try longer than 3 months, and then it's like they've realized that they're not going to make a fortune overnight, and they just kind of quit. I don't know if they feel like failures or I'm not exactly sure why, but most people only give it about 3 months, and really it takes about 4 years. Some books have said more like 5 years, some have said 3, but the average that I'm hearing is typically about 4 years. That's how long you have to work your business in order to wind up in the top 1% of your company, earning a fantastic residual income. But like Art Jonak here, or Jonak, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, as he points out, a lot of people think that that sounds like a long time to be working your business. Like really 4 years, but 40 years is, it's okay to just always be struggling for 40 years. Wouldn't you rather be able to pay off your mortgage a little bit early? Maybe, wouldn't you rather do other things with your life than just work and work and work and work and work for 40 years? So that is something to consider, that it's really not that big of a chunk of your life to spend building your business. Okay, so I do hear this one a lot too. When people see how I'm working and they're like, oh, you've got 3 kids. I don't know how you do it. How do you fit it all in? And I'm like, I used to work a lot more. I used to have a part-time job working at a grocery store, and it was very expensive for me to go to work and then pay for a sitter while I was gone. I think I only came out ahead, like, oh man, I finally quit the job when I realized I was only actually making, after sitters and gas and having a second vehicle, all of that, I was really only bringing home like $40 a week. It was kind of ridiculous. And for $40, I'd much rather just be with my kids. So it is, a lot of families are in that position where mom has to go to work, but then when she figures out, wait, all the kids are in daycare, I'm paying for that, it really isn't that much pay that you're bringing home at the end of the day. And it's very discouraging. And on the other hand, though, people will look at network marketing, where we talk about this unlimited income, unlimited growth, and they feel like that's not exactly true, because they're not making $1 million a month. But it's unlimited in that if you go the 5 years they're talking about there, 5,000 hours over the course of 5 years, you're going to be at the top of the ladder earning crazy amounts of money. You just are, because almost nobody gives it the full 5 years. So the growth is unlimited. What limits it is you. Are you willing to put in the time? Are you willing to learn the skills that are associated with it? If you are, then it is unlimited. So really the only person limiting your abilities to succeed in this business is you. You are the key. You're going to see that a lot. It's kind of the theme of this whole presentation. So let's go to the next one. I'm not very tech savvy, so this was the best I could do for a slideshow. You're either building your dream or you're helping someone else build theirs. Eric Warr said that. You're going to see a lot of Eric Warr quotes. He's the author of this book, and I completely love him. He is amazing. Are you working the right multi-level marketing business? That's what MLM means. Or is it working you? It can be one of the biggest money makers out there if you pick the right one. This is so true. One of the myths of direct sales is that you have to get in on the ground floor or you're not going to make money. I've heard it a bunch of times, like, oh, you got to get in on the ground floor, and if you do, then you're going to go straight to the top of the ladder. It can happen that way, but one of the big risks that a lot of people face is a company that's younger than 5 years. Technically, they're not stable yet, so they haven't proven their ability to manage their growth. There's a company I'm thinking of right now. They retail clothing, and they've experienced a huge surge in popularity, but because of that, they're experiencing a lot of quality issues. They're trying to get orders out way too fast, and so orders are going out that are pretty terrible, and customers are not happy. And we just got to wait and see if they're going to pull through it. You really can't predict. Jamberry, when I started, they were only 3 years old, and they went through some serious quality issues because they had that popularity boom, but then part of that boom meant that they weren't producing fast. It was taking it was taking ridiculous amounts of time for people to get their orders, and then they would finally get their order and it would be wrong, or the wraps would be defective. We went through that phase of growth not being managed very well because it was just awkward, and we almost went under. So that was something I was talking about Cheryl with the last night, realizing, we almost went under. Thank goodness they hired the right people. They made some good decisions. The customer service department made it right. They really, really went out of their way to make sure that people were satisfied and happy. So we didn't lose a lot of customers, but it was touch and go for a while there. It was really scary. That's one thing you risk. That's one thing you have to consider when you're looking at a multi-level marketing company. Are they stable? Can they handle the growth? Other things you have to consider is the compensation plan. Is it designed to make you money? You'd really have to look at finding out if there were people that were earning a sustainable income through that. I'm thinking of a company I looked at. I actually was a kidnapper for this company, and that means I bought the kit so I could get a product discount. And I never did figure out how you were supposed to make any money selling this product. I could not figure it out. And when I asked my upline, she didn't really know either. And she had to call her upline, and that girl basically said, we're just trying to get the product for free. Like, that was all you could hope for with that company, was getting the product for free. So it was an awful lot of work just to try to get some free oils. You know, you could have just bought them and saved yourself the time. And another thing to consider is how much you're willing to invest. Are you willing to invest $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 in your business? Some people do. And like I said, any business, as long as it's stable and it's ethically run, you can make that money back. I've got a company in mind where it's like a $9,000 investment to start it, but there are people that become millionaires in this business. So it's possible if you're willing to invest that much with the right company. But there are other companies that it's not worth it to invest that much. You're not going to make it back. And about ethical companies, you need to look at that too. I'm thinking of a situation we had. There was a girl that joined a sneak peek of ours like a year and a half ago, and she was torn between our company and a jewelry company, and she went for the jewelry company, and 2 weeks later, the company declared that it was going bankrupt, shutting down. They didn't give her a refund though, and I really remember thinking, like, okay, if this was 2 weeks ago that she bought her starter kit, you really should have known this was coming. So it seemed a little bit unethical that they were going to just go ahead and give her a starter kit, knowing full well she wasn't going to get to distribute anything. But I think that they'd had some ethical issues before. When you looked up the company and you looked up the reviews and what people were saying about it, there were some people that were reporting that they weren't very ethical. And you can take that with a grain of salt too. I mean, it's the internet. People say some terrible things, but you know, it's worth doing your research. Okay, how hard is it to learn the skills to succeed? There are 3 primary elements that you need to know. Number 1 is the product. Everyone, even the ladies who sell $5,000 a month included, have the same product to offer. We all have the exact same product within a company, of course. So if you're with a health and beauty aids company, and there are ladies that are selling $5,000 worth of that kind of health and beauty aid, then it means that you could too. There's no reason why you couldn't. If they can sell that much in a month, you can sell that much in a month. Number 2 is the compensation plan. With Jamberry, we do have, I think our top earner in a month sold, well, she didn't sell. It was residual income because she built a team, but her paycheck for the month was $140,000 in 1 month. If that's possible for her, then that means it's possible for me. And it was a scary thing to look at that and think, oh my goodness, I cannot make excuses for my paycheck. I can't blame Jamberry's compensation plan if I'm not happy with my paycheck. I can't, because I have the same compensation plan and the same product that the amazing Amy Smith has. That's her name. That's the lady that made $140,000. Lucky. But I mean, she's not lucky. She figured out how to do it. She learned the skills and she did it. And then she trained her team how to go out and do it. And so they're all doing well and they're training leaders. And you know, we have the same compensation plan and the same product. She and I both do. So I don't have any excuses for that. And number 3, I've already hit on this. The most important element is you. Everyone has the same opportunity. You are the difference between success and failure. I'm going to read a snippet from this really quick because I actually just read this today. I'm not done with this book. I'm still reading it. It's amazing. Is it here? No. Yes. Okay. This is from Eric War, and he basically asked a guy in his company who was a huge success how he did it. And he said that when he was talking to potential recruits, he would tell them flat out, if you succeed in this business, it's going to be you who creates that success, not me. And if you fail in this business, it's going to be you who creates that failure, not me. You are going to be the difference between success and failure. I'm here to guide you every step of the way, but I can't do it for you. I'm here to work with you, but not for you. That is something that you might not hear from your sponsor. If, whatever company you join, whoever you join under, you might not be told that by your sponsor, but that is true, that it's not up to them to make you succeed. And if you're counting on them to give you success, you're going to be disappointed. Recommended reading. I really think that before joining, it doesn't have to be before joining, but if you are going to consider a career in direct sales, you should be reading books on direct sales. It is a game changer because, if you were going to school to study engineering or biology, you would be reading textbooks on those subjects because you would know going into whatever field of expertise it was that you didn't have the information you needed until you read about it. Nobody wants a doctor that hasn't read Grey's Anatomy. We would like it if our doctors knew where all of our insides were supposed to be. So the same is true for direct sales. If you want to be in direct sales, you should do some reading so that you have those skills to succeed, and then you can pass those on. One of the most important things you can do is teach your team how to succeed. You want to teach them to fish because, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. That is absolutely true in direct sales. So these are some really good titles to look at. I have read all of them now, and they are amazing. They're really, really good. And I'm reading more. This is just what I could fit on this graphic without it looking crowded. So that's a couple of books to start with. Let's go to the next one. So if you have unlimited income and you can set your own hours and it's amazing residual income that comes in while you're sitting on the beach, why do so many people quit? Because most people treat it like a lottery ticket, not a business. In other words, they aren't joining a profession. They're just hoping to get lucky. And because of their lack of skill, most of them end up with nothing, just like the lottery ticket. Again, from this book. I cannot recommend this book highly enough. It is major doses of truth, and he has actual specific and clear strategies. It's a gold mine. Please, please, please get it. But that is why people quit. They only give it a couple of months. And I hate it when I hear somebody say, I guess I'll just see what happens. Because if you're just going to wait for life to throw orders at you or throw teammates at you, it's not going to happen. And frankly, if somebody is looking to really start a business and really want to succeed, they're not going to sign up under somebody that's not quite sure that they really want to do this. They're going to look for that sponsor that is going to be there for them to guide them and direct them and train them what they need to do to succeed. So if you want to attract rock star leaders, make it clear that you're serious about this. That's going to attract serious people to you like a magnet. But even then, it's not like it's not getting lucky. It isn't a lottery ticket. It is a profession, and you're joining it. It's an easy profession. It's one of the most rewarding professions. It's a fun profession, but it is still a profession. Okay. Most people who start any business don't follow through. Most people set goals and don't turn them into reality. When you get past absolutely free and unbelievably easy, then the world opens up for you. One thing another leader in Jamboree pointed out was that there is a little bit of free money involved sometimes. A lot of people, since we have a pretty cheap starter kit and we have the buy 3 get 1 free bundle, a lot of people do make their money back and a little bit of income in their first month. People do. And it seems pretty easy, especially when you're in your warm market. I've actually noticed people that have terrible warm markets seem to do better in the long run. I don't know why it is. Maybe just because they were never expecting it to be easy. But it does seem like once people get past that absolutely free and unbelievably easy part, they tend to quit. And the people that get through that hump, go into the cold market, which is where you're supposed to be, and decide that they're going to keep working even though it's no longer easy and it's no longer free money, those are the people that succeed. I'm not sure if I have the statistics in these graphics. I hope I do. If not, I can tell you the statistics, but it's like 9 out of 10 people that quit in their first couple of months. One of the secrets, obviously, this is Eric Warr again. Can't recommend this guy highly enough. He's awesome. Treat your network marketing business like a job. Set your hours. Show up every day. Hold yourself accountable. just like any other job, if you show up to work, you're going to get paid. If you don't show up to work, you're not going to get paid. It is a little bit harder when you're your own boss because Netflix and chill is a lot more fun than, finding party hostesses or booking events. But if you want to make the money, you do have to do a little bit of work here. Okay, so more reasons. This was a cool thing that he pointed out, and I have actually noticed this over the last couple of years. There are a ton of network marketing companies popping up now, all different products. I bought beef jerky from a network marketing company not that long ago. I'm not kidding. It was in like a hostess of the month club that I did, where a bunch of us ladies would just order from each other so that we all get a little PRV boost. It's kind of a fun thing to do. But one lady was selling beef jerky through network marketing. It was the weirdest thing I'd ever heard of. And it was good jerky. It was just funny that even a beef jerky company is doing network marketing now because it fits the new economy. One thing he discusses, and I found it over and over again in books, I found it in blog articles, things not even related to network marketing, is that the world doesn't work the way it did when our parents were growing up. It used to be that you would go to college, then you would get out, you'd find a job, you'd work there for 40 years, and then you would retire. And your company was going to be loyal to you, and you'd get a good retirement. But with the economy the last couple of decades being all over the place, then it switched to where suddenly professionals were recommending go to college, get a job, but switch jobs every 3 to 5 years to advance your career and to bump up your resume. Now the professionals aren't even recommending that. And you can look this up. It's not just direct sales. It's like all the financial gurus are talking about how you need to diversify your income because you can no longer count on your company to be loyal to you. They might let you get all the way up to the point of retirement and let you go. It's seriously like every couple of years, both my stepdad and my husband's father are nearing retirement age, but neither of them feel secure in their retirement because they're already having to kind of, use their network connections. They are networking within their companies. They have to use their connections in the HR department and over here, all these friends they've made, they have to switch them around to different jobs so they don't get laid off because companies will do that stuff. It's shady, but they'll lay somebody off. They'll find an excuse to get rid of them right before they retire. And it's terrible, but that's the world we're living in. And that is what's nice about being a distributor. Even if it's not your main source of income, you can develop residual income that can help you get to retirement in a secure place, a financially secure place. So, and yeah, there's no cap on your income because network marketing companies want you to make as much as possible. They want you to succeed. And because of the way the company is structured, so do I. It benefits me if you succeed. I want that for you. And I mean, how many jobs have you ever had where you knew your boss was like fighting for you constantly because they just desperately wanted you to succeed? It's not a ton. I don't know if you guys can hear, my cat is attacking my curtains. Anyway, one thing I found was cool that I keep seeing over and over again is that another secret to success in network marketing is setting your goals and on personal growth and contribution to others. And he talks about it again in this book and a couple other books I've read, how empathy and understanding and compassion are some of the keys to success in direct sales. There's not a lot of other places where that's accurate, but it is in direct sales that those are the skills you need to have. And those of us that got to work with Holly Ennis, who was the executive trainer for Jamboree until she just had to retire, it was really sad. But she is one of the kindest and most caring people I've ever met. And that's why she succeeded so much that she became a consultant, because she was so empathetic that people just gravitated towards her. She cared about people. And that's one of the reasons I think you see so many people failing and flunking out, because they get all salesy. They're focused on making the money instead of, does this product actually serve the person? Do they need this opportunity? They're just looking for that next recruit, and that's not the way to succeed. You have to be empathetic and care about people and set your goals based on others. It's really, I love that it's like that, because it's, I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm working for a charity or something really good. Okay, I'm not sure I can succeed at this. The big thing over and over again I keep seeing is it's not about being the best, it's about being the one who hangs in there the longest. It really is. 8 out of 10 distributors treat it like a lottery ticket and never bother learning network marketing skills. Of the remaining 2, and bear in mind, those 8 out of 10, they quit pretty soon. They quit like right away. Of the remaining 2 out of 10, 1 will quit within the first 2 years before they see through to the residual income. Okay, there's a chart that shows how this was, and it was like a guy pushing a car over a hill. So the first 2 years of your business, it's like you're pushing a car up a slight hill. It's when you're putting in the most work and you're not seeing the huge results you want. So you're kind of pushing it up that hill and it feels like work. Then years 3 and 4, you're on like a flat plane, and so it's starting to get a lot easier. You're starting to see more money. And then getting into year 5 and on, it's downhill. That's when you just hop in and you watch that paper come rolling in. It's residual income. And it doesn't come right away. It comes around the 4 to 5. Oh, I have 10 minutes left. Oh, okay. 10 minutes left on this. I got to wrap it up. But anyway, they'll quit before they see the residual income. So to succeed, just be the one that learns the skills and goes the distance. That's really all it takes. It's about hanging in there. Okay, let's get on to the next slide because we have 9.5 minutes left. Where is it? Go on. I guess I didn't start it. Here we go. Yeah, no one is going to knock on your door and force you to be successful. You have to go out there and fight for it. That's just true of life. But it's, again, a quote from Eric Warr. And he trains exclusively on direct sales. Okay, believe in your brand. This is a big one. If you don't like a product, you are not going to succeed at selling it, period. One reason I am a convincing saleswoman for Jamberry is because I actually love the product. I really think it's cool and a game changer, and it totally blessed my life because I never got to do my nails before. I'm really big into gardening and I have little kids. So it was a game changer for me. I believe in it, so I'm good at selling it. That's how it works. Why Jamberry in particular? Why should you consider this one? Well, if you do love the product. If you don't love the product, just tune this out because you're never going to sell it if you don't love it. Most of the kit cost for Jamberry is products. We've got the mini heater, the application kit, a bunch of wraps. All of that comes, it's product. You could pay retail for it. Over retail, it's about $15. So you're really investing $15 to start a business. There was another company I kidnapped for that said their kit was $32, but it came with nothing, like nothing. So you were really paying $32 for the privilege of selling the product, and then you had to buy the product if you wanted to sell it. So from looking around, we have one of the cheapest kits. It does come with a ton of samples, 250 or more than that, I don't know, but you can share with your customers right away. They are cheap to ship. I've received samples from, candle companies and different things like that where it's like $2 for them to ship me a sample. And it's like one sample. It's not everything in their catalog. So if I don't like that smell, they wasted $2. Whereas with us, it's one stamp. You don't even have to go to the post office. So that's a cool thing. We have no inventory requirements. There was a really bad, negative, horrible blog post that went around, and it's a lady that bought like, I don't know, $1,000 worth of inventory, and then they wouldn't take it back after the catalog changed. And it's like, lady, you knew the catalog was going to change, and they told you not to buy inventory because you don't have to. So it was kind of on her. And it was also before the customer service really upgraded, so that one's old. We're much better than that now. But we don't have inventory. You don't have to worry about it. That's what's in the starter kit right now. There's the deluxe sample sheets on the bottom, so people can try a ton of different styles. But my favorite thing really is we don't have to memorize a lot of different product information. We pretty much sell one product. And a cool thing I love about us is our brand values. It's a family company. Like, it was started by a family. These were not a bunch of corporate business people. They were just a really nice family. I've met all the sisters. I've met most of the family by now, and they're awesome. Oh, I used Charlene. I forgot about that. Yeah. So one of our brand values, unique. There's Charlene rocking her jams while she was renovating her house, and she was so proud of how they stood up to drywalling, and I forget what she was doing that day. Probably demo, because her house was so bad. It's great now. It's beautiful now, but it was bad when it started. behind every successful woman is a tribe of other successful women who have her back. So true. Definitely the way that our brand works. Keep going. Oh yeah, I wanted to share a little bit about my story about how we are really a family. Not only does Adam cry every time he talks to us because he's really emotional and he really cares about the consultants, my team took over for me when I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital for almost a month, getting over a surgery, taking care of my baby, and everybody just took over my job for me. I didn't have to worry about it. I didn't even have to think about it. I could only focus on my son. It was awesome. I mean, I can't think of any other companies where your coworkers would just earn you money. You know, they were running parties for me so that I was getting commission, and recruiting for me so that I was growing my team. It was really beautiful. Generous and a blessing. They also donate a lot to charity, which is really nice. And there's really cool wraps too. I love the Now I Can wrap and the Nepal wrap. I wish I had saved that one, man. I gave it away. And then generous, I just chose to use their example of it because they say it really well. If you've met the sisters, they're actually really nice people, and they did want to make families' lives better, so it's great. But with any direct sales business, the beginning is the hardest. Like I said, it's that first 2 years, it's up a hill. So a couple of questions that you should consider as someone who's looking at direct sales. How much would you need to earn a month to make it worth your time? Especially in those first 2 years, knowing that those are going to be the years you don't earn as much as you will in 5 years. How much would it take to make it worth your time? I've read that the average family only needs $200 extra a month in order to feel like the pressure is off. You know, like most families have some financial pressure on them, but if they had just an extra $200, they wouldn't have to worry about paying those bills. That is doable. How many hours a week could you commit to develop that kind of income? Be writing this down if you're somebody that's considering this for yourself. For real, be writing it down because you're going to want to talk to your potential sponsor about it, the person that invited you. You're going to want to share these answers with them. Okay, how many months would you work those hours to develop that income? And if I could show you how to earn that much, or in this case, whoever you were considering joining with, how to earn that much in that many hours in that many months, would you be interested? And if you're already a consultant, those are great questions to ask people because it can tell you, number one, if their goals are even realistic, because if somebody wants to earn $10,000 in their first month, they might need to reconsider that. But, you know, if they want to earn $10,000 a month in 5 years, that's doable. But if they want to do it right away, you might need to try to reevaluate with them. Okay, entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. I'm already seeing some of that. I'm not wealthy by any means, but our finances have drastically changed to the point that that big medical emergency did not break us financially. We were able to pay all those bills. We were still able to buy a house that year. We were able to pay off a large chunk of our debt on our house right away, so our mortgage is reduced quite a bit. And we were still able to go on a cruise 2 months ago. 2 years ago, I couldn't even buy coffee creamer. I couldn't justify it. So it's a big change for me. Julie Terrell, I love her. I love her so much. She's in my upline. So she's like 3 people above me. And she's awesome because her and her family are now completely financing an orphanage in Mexico for high needs children with her Jamberry money. She's one of the sweetest people ever. If you ever get a chance to go to JamCon, please do. She's at every JamCon, and I always find a way to go. I find a way to get to her. So she's just really awesome. Noelle Madrasso is another person in my line. She's somebody that I know. She felt like she didn't have enough money. She now has a lot more money. So both of them learned how to succeed and then did it. That's all they did. Neither of them had a sales background. If one is lucky, a solitary fantasy can totally transform a million realities. That's Julie. Julie started, and now she has a team of like 10,000 or 15,000 people, and all of them are earning money off this. It's amazing. Okay, Kelsey and Emily, Emily's like 2 people above me. And Emily and I talk quite a bit because she's kind of my mentor in this business. I don't even think Emily went to college. I'm pretty sure she didn't. She got married really young, had kids really young. So she kind of felt like a phony at first because, you know, she was that 21-year-old mom that people would kind of judge. But now she's like, I don't know, making bank, elite executives. Both of them are elites. And I've got less than a minute, so I have to hurry up on this. Oh my goodness. We'll have to do the Q&A section on the page because I am running out of time. Let's see if there's anything left in here. Oh, I shared, yeah, turning dreams into empires takes hustle and heart. I am totally going to run out of time on this, and I'm sorry. I didn't realize I had so little. I hope the whole slideshow at least plays. There's me and Cheryl. Come back and watch this part. Yay, that's us and our success stories. That was JamCon last year. How many success stories do you need to hear before you make your own? Something to ponder as we close this up here. Okay, we'll go do the Q&A session on the page now. So everybody that was there, if you have questions on this, let's go talk in jammies. Okay, I gotta